welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, Liam is currently working, so I have a couple of hours free, and the last couple of days I've just been sitting in the room and I've been kind of getting a bit demented, just going for like an occasional walk around the town. But this time I thought I would venture out and do something a little bit different. So today I'm going to be doing, I don't know if it's definitely called, but it's like the Hunter Wetlands. Me and my uncle went there the other day. We went for a coffee and it was really nice to sit there, and you could hear all the birds and things like that. So I thought that I would go to the Hunter Wetlands and see what the walk is like. So I'm gonna go and do the walk, and then if I have time I might go and grab a coffee. Even though I said that I wouldn't, I probably will. So I need to get the maps on, but I have my backpack here already, and I have my lunch in here. I have books to read, I have some drawings and things like that, so I have loads of things that I can do, and my headphones if I want to listen to music. So we'll just see how the day goes and I'll take you guys along with me. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, because some of you who are watching this haven't subscribed, so it would be really appreciated if you would subscribe, because it helps me out so much. So anyway, let's get on to the video. So I have made it to the Hunter Wetlands Centre, and the car next to me has a Scotland like sticker on the car. Anyway, I'm gonna get my backpack on and I'm gonna head into the Hunter Wetlands Centre. This was a sign next to the entrance, and it was basically saying to relax and let your mind and your body adjust to new environment and forget about the busyness of the city life. So what exactly is a wetland? Wetlands are low-lying areas where water collects in the wet periods. Wetlands are found everywhere and at all altitudes and in all climate zones. Wetlands go by many names. Marsh, swamp, pond, billabong and spring are just a few. Here's a little bit of history of the Hunter Wetlands. So in the past, the Hunter Wetlands Centre was a swampy playground for local kids, a market garden, a rubbish tip, and then a sporting complex and a football club. A group of locals campaigned to turn the abandoned site into Australia's first wetland centre with the help from government and industry. Here we have a bird's eye view of what the Hunter Wetlands looks like. So that is us in, and it was a $7.50 entry fee, and the woman at the centre gave me a map to follow. And if you know from previous videos, I do not do well with reading maps, so I always give the map to Liam. However, this is a challenge for myself today. Probably already lost, but as you've seen in the first wee clip there, there was the first pond, and now we're going to head into the wedding chapel. Who knows? Let's go and see what's down here. But yeah, I'm just going to take a little wander around. The woman said that there was a longer track that would probably take about an hour, so maybe I'll do that, but it depends if I have time. But just gonna take my time and just have a wee wander around and hopefully not get lost. Here is the wedding chapel. Thankfully there's no wedding on today. But that would be really nice down by the lake or the wetlands. I'm not really sure what to call it. So here we have Brambles Pond. This is a very shallow pond and one of the first to dry out in the hot, dry weather. As the soil dries out, cracks appear in the mud, allowing air to infiltrate the soil. The hard, dry surface protects the eggs of insects and the seeds of plants until the next rain. Wading birds use their long legs to wade through the shallow water looking for food. In 2019, after several years of drought, an island was created in the centre of the pond and a narrow channel dug around it. This channel should maintain some water to support the bird life even in the hot, dry weather. So here you can see a picture of the dry, cracked mud and some of the wildlife that is in the pond. So yeah, that's cool. This is very interesting too. So the next bit is the freckled ducks, and it tells you a little bit about what a freckled duck is and how they're endangered, and it's quite amazing. It shows you where they're located or where they've been spotted. So you can see that all of New South Wales and Victoria just about has been covered, but the rest of the Australia hasn't really got many. So it must be something about this area that's the wetter part of Australia, maybe more rainfall or something. But yeah, it tells you a bit about what they look like. So the females have blue and grey bills. The male one goes red during breeding season, and they've got distinctive freckled pattern on both of them, and the male is called a drake and the female is called a hen. And you can see the little ducklings as well. They eat small insects, algae and aquatic plants, so that's cool. And then it just tells you about some of the challenges that they've had, as well as how you can sponsor one of the ducks. So let's go and have a wee look down here, because I think this must be where they're located. Four of the freckled ducks have been relocated to Taronga Zoo on the 29th of March 2023. We went to Taronga Zoo in Sydney, but we weren't there during this period. So 2 females, Jill and Stubbsy, and 2 males, Jade and Larry, were chosen. Although I didn't see any, it was still interesting to find about all of the information about them, and the fact that they're now in Taronga Zoo is quite cool too. So let's see what's down here. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh my god, I'm so bad at working maps. It's unbelievable. This must be the play park, which is my favourite part, obviously. That's really cool, actually, the way they've set it up. Let me just show you. This is just another angle of Branby's Pond. Let's go and have a wee look. So we were over there, and that's the cafe over there, and the big pond. I'm not sure if that's the Branby's one or the... Yeah, I think that would be the Branby's one. There's another pond over there, I think. Okay, so I think if I keep following this path, it's going to take me to another play park and then back up to the pond. So I think if I'm right, then this might be... Who am I kidding? I don't even know. This is the water ribbon swamp, I think. You can see all the animals in it. Oh look, there's some there. They're dancing. So here is the signs that will hopefully help me. So this is the visitor centre that way, so we don't want to go there. The boardwalk, the rainforest. I'd like to go see the tower, I think. So I think I'm going to do this. Look. Wow! Oh, I think I missed it. Oh, they basically just flew really, really fast over the water. It was pretty awesome. all been painted in here. That's actually beautiful. I wonder who painted them. Does it tell me on here? Ah, it was members of Arts Alive children's group, aged from 5 to 11 years old, during their school holidays in 2002. That was the year I was born. Wow. It says the names of all the people, but that's amazing. These people done these and I wasn't even born, and here I am looking at their paintings. It's just incredible. So this bridge is called the Jeff Winning Bridge, and it's named after him because he was involved in forming the foundations and looking after the wetlands in 1985 to 2010. So he's had a lot to do with this place, and they named that bridge after him because I think he... Kookaburra? They make so much noise, the kookaburras, but I've definitely got used to that since being in Australia. At first I was like, what on earth is that? Going on to the water now. Oh wow, this is just incredible. And here is the water ribbon pond, so I was right when I said that it was that. So as you would have imagined, coming to a wetlands, like a bush kind of walk thing in Australia, there has been a sign of a warning to say that there are snakes, venomous snakes that could be around, and they're hard to spot. So that's just put me off a little bit, but it's okay, we'll be fine. Apparently they're really shy of people as well. So now walking like round this loop. It's called the Melaleuca Swamp, and it's like a loop that goes all the way around the swamp. I am mindful of the time because I do have other things that I've got to do today. I've got to go pick up Liam from work, and I'm also going to see my auntie today as well. At her house once Liam's home from work. It's like a bird in the thing and it gave me a fright. Okay, so we're back to another signpost. But yeah, so I am mindful of the time, so I'm probably going to come back another day to do the longer walk. Maybe we could come back at the weekend with Liam. I'm going to continue on with the shorter little bits and then get some lunch and probably head off. So yeah, so I've came to the sign and I think I am here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go right and finish the loop that I'm doing, and then I'll head back to the visitor centre. But I'm gonna find somewhere for lunch as well. There's a really pretty plant here as well. I think this might be one of the ones that they said at the start that was native. I'm like actually petrified, but it's just birds. I need to get over it. Like, I have no idea where I'm going. I'm so lost. There's like 20 million different paths, and I'm presuming that it would go down to the... I have no idea where I am, guys. This might be... I think I'm in Wallaby Flat. So after lots of walking around and trying to work out where I am, yes, I'm still at the fence. And we have 2 swamps here and they all have bin chickens in them. So I don't think I'll be eating my lunch here. Even though there is a bench. I think if I was to eat it here, I would be bombarded by all of those bin chickens and I don't really fancy that. So we're gonna keep walking. There's a little bit here that I'm gonna go up and have a look in. There is a bin chicken flying. 100% a bin chicken now that he's just flew in front of me. I can see that it's definitely a bin chicken. Oh wow, this is cool. I say swamp. That's not. Yeah, it is a swamp. It is a swamp. So we're looking at this swamp here, the whatever that says, and then over on this side, this is the Middleton swamp. Middleton swamp. So that's really cool. So at least I know where I am now. So I am currently at this little bird watching area. So this is the swamp that I've looked at in the Middleton. So I'm going to keep going along this path up to here, see this next point. Oh wow, look at that, the sun's just shining, it looks so beautiful. I think I'm going to quickly go into the boardwalk, so it's only 100 metres and then it's 800 metres to the visitor centre that way. Obviously I'm not going to have time to do the rainforest, but that's the only bit that I'm missing because everything else on that sign I have done. So yeah, I'm going to go along this way, see the boardwalk, and then I'm going to go along that path to go to the visitor centre. So I decided not to have my lunch. I decided that I'm going to have it in the car because I want to do the 1.2 kilometre walk back to the visitor centre instead of the one going back the way I came. Basically, I'm going to do a loop around the Ironbark Reed Marsh, which is this here. And basically I was reading a thing about all of the water from the other swamps, etc. They all drain into this marsh, but it takes like a long time, and that they were saying that the Malika swamp in the middle is basically full of nutrients and stuff because the amount of bird life that they get in it. This bit here behind the fence is called the Canoe Channel, and it was originally a drainage ditch for some of the local market gardens in the area, and the hill on the other side of the Canoe Channel is basically what the old Newcastle city dump. What the wetlands used to be considered as a useless area of land that should be drained and filled in to make useful land, and today the true value of the wetlands has been recognised. Just going back to what I said in the start of the video about them, the wetlands are basically just an area of land that makes the ground wet when they have the wet seasons, and sometimes they can be dry. But just to think that years ago that people would try and fill this area and not use it for its full advantage, it's just crazy. Think of all the animals and things that use these wetlands, and to think that somebody was going, people would fill it, is pretty insane. think this might be the bush tucker garden. Oh, a lemon scented tea tree. Leaves brewed as tea. Contains essential oils, antibacterial. So that's the tea tree. Wow. This path is taking us down to the canoe shed. This is actually just an amazing path. Like, look at all of the trees. And there's a little bit of wetland there. Maybe that might be the canoe canal, was it? I think that's what it was called. Going down this little bit here. So we've just been in the bush tucker garden and we're just coming down the canoe trail back to the visitors centre. Wee area for barbecue, wee park. And there's the Visitor Information Centre. I done it. So I have made it back to the car now, and that was such a great experience. Like, I've now learned how to use a map. The car is so warm. So I need to put window down because it's hot and my glasses are steaming up. But yeah, that was a really good experience, so I definitely recommend it. If you are in Newcastle or the Hunter area, then you definitely need to go check out the Hunter Wetlands, because it was really nice, and just walking around and hearing all the different animals and looking at all the different like types of trees, flowers, things like that. It was actually just really nice and peaceful to just go for the walk, and I'm really glad that I decided to do that because I managed to do the majority of it, which was all of that area. So yeah, it was really good, and I definitely recommend it. Yeah, it's 1:30, so I'm gonna go pick up Liam, and then once we get back I can have my lunch. And yeah, so let's go and get Liam. A bit early picking up Liam from work, but I'm eating my lunch. In fact, a sandwich with ham and cucumber in it, squeezy yogurt, and some veggies. I've got capsicum, which is bell pepper in the UK, but also known as capsicum in Australia, and I've got some raw carrots, and I am just waiting for him. And while I'm waiting, I'm just reading this book just now. This is the book I'm currently reading. Only just started it, but yes, that's what I'm reading and eating my lunch. So I'm currently just editing the video, and I realised that I haven't put a finish on it. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope that you enjoyed watching me basically struggle to read a map and eventually work it out, and yeah, have a nice wee day around at Hunter Wetlands Centre. Definitely recommend it. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!